which applies in any other field but for Holocaustianity. And now, not only are the revisionists, as they're called, who want to examine the very potent story of Holocaustianity, which we all believe, and if we don't, we are thrown in prison or heavily fined. Now those lawyers are being imprisoned themselves for bringing into the courtroom scientific attitude or this craziness.
Yes, have you heard the rumor that it was not 6 million but 6.66?
Well, six is an extremely important number for those who are interested in ideas that come from gematria of the Greeks but have been actually pirated, and they have been they're not the authority, they're not the genuine article of the Hellenism of their idea of mathematics.
So gematria was not originally...
They thought that the gods do geometry, and the Judaists actually adopted that idea and twisted it, as they usually do, because twist speak is their game. And they have made numbers significant in order to justify their crazy ideas, their crazy misanthropic ideas of impostures about being able to prove themselves special. It's quite infantile if it weren't so dangerous.
Are you familiar with the Gnostic idea that Jehovah, Creator, is not the true God, although he may believe himself to be the true God, but that actually he imprisons sparks that emanate from the true God and imprisons them in matter and then tries to keep them from escaping back to true God through knowledge?
I've never heard anything quite so silly. Truly, I think it's quite silly. I think it's fun that people want to conjecture with religious ideas and metaphysical ideas. We need metaphysical. Human beings do need metaphysical ideas, but they don't really have to kill each other for concepts that, frankly, don't persist them at all. So I say that we do have a predator. We don't kill off our predators. That is to undo the way the world is set up. What we do need to know is that there is a predator. It's a very potent predator because it has created and controlled the narrative, and like a Trojan horse, it has the discourse of the narrative, and it is brought into our mentality, which should have remained Hellenistic. It is brought into it these Talmudic ideas, these alien ideas that are not in our interest. They're not in our interest. And we must say we don't want those ideas infiltrating into our own classical tradition. Our mindset is alien to it, is in the way that theirs is to ours. Now, the Jews have a homeland in Birobidzhan. They have had it for 70 years. 4 years ago, they celebrated their 70th. So when they said they didn't have a homeland, they lied.
This was the Soviet Republic?
This was the Jewish Autonomous Region.
Right.
And it's on the border of Russia and China, and it was established, it began in 1928, and it was firmly established in 1934, and no harm has come to people there. There may have been, during the war, taken out certain members, certain people, but by and large, Birobidzhan has been a safe area. Now, I would like to see the Jews who have taken over and usurped what I would call their biggest advertising logo on the planet, which is Jerusalem, which is why they want the Nile to the Euphrates, because it makes it look like a prophecy come true of their imposture. Now, had they gone anywhere else but that area, they would not have the myth-addling control over our ideas and thinking. And that is why I would like to see them go to Birobidzhan, where they are safe. It's 32 square kilometers. It's almost the size of Switzerland, whereas Palestine is 200 square kilometers. And they have never had to displace anyone by going to Birobidzhan. They leave their nukes behind that are pointing at us. They have a safe place to go. We don't kill off our predators. We just recognize them and teach our children in our myths, fables, and so on to know what is safe and what is not. And that is that's my attitude to what you would call the necessity for war and what I would call the necessity, I think we speak similarly, the necessity of recognizing what is our natural predator and what is a sensible way in order to live with our predator safely, and also to allow them to keep holding up the mirror to what we don't want to be.
Thank you, Lady Michelle Renouf.